Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Duncan, Oklahoma, here at the Stevens County Fairgrounds. My name is Kinney. I am here with Race on Texas, and here in just a second, we're going to be heading down there to pit road. We're going to go check out some of the drivers, go check out some of the hot rods, hopefully get a few interviews in, and maybe a few other things along the way. So we'll see you guys here in just a second. Welcome back to the Red River Showdown here in Duncan, Oklahoma. I'm here in the pits right now with Outlaw 500 driver Elliot Vannucci in the 10V. Elliot, you know, you come all the way from California, dude. Why would you come out here to Oklahoma, of all places, to come racing outlaw cars?
I mean, it just depends. When you get out there and just start racing with just the same amount of people, it kind of gets boring after a while because you know their same moves, you know what they're going to do. I mean, there's competition out there, don't get me wrong, but the problem is you just know their moves, you know what they're going to do, and coming out here, it's just, you don't know what they're going to do. It's a lot more fun out here. And tracks are pretty good compared to California. I definitely come back to all of them. Definitely going to go to Cam next year. Hopefully we win it tonight.
Right. Now you're going from the bullring style of Red Bluff to these wider, longer straightaway indoor tracks like what we have here in Duncan, Oklahoma. You know, Red Bluff, it's a little more aggressive racing, more top-bottom racing. It feels like with some of these tracks here in Texas and Oklahoma, everybody tends to stay towards the bottom a little bit more. But you know, what's the catch on trying to make passes on that kind of stuff? I mean, what's the deal?
I mean, you just gotta wait for the mistakes. I mean, other than that, wait for the mistakes, and I mean, maybe if there's something working on the top, you can try it up there, but I mean, that's about it.
Yeah, you know, with these tracks down here in Texas, they take a lot of rubber, and these things just starts picking up speed, building and building and building. I mean, what's that like, you know, compared to racing at Red Bluff or, you know, some of the other indoor tracks you've been to?
I mean, compared to Cycleland doesn't rubber down as much, but I mean, most of these tracks rubber down almost as much as Red Bluff. Red Bluff has 30 years of rubber in it, so that's why it just has that rubber down so quick. But I mean, here compared to how much rubber's in it, pretty good.
All right, well, Elliot, good luck this weekend. Hope you have a great time and hope you run well.
Thank you.
Elliot Vannucci in the 10V and the Outlaw 500. We're moving on to the next interviewee, so we'll see you guys here in just a second. We're back here in the main pits for Red River Showdown. I've got the Outlaw 500 driver, Emily Lowry here. Emily, you're one of the few women in this sport that actually, you know, that compete, you know. You're able to, you know, get up to the front, make some stuff happen, you know, just take us through what it's like being a girl racing in a guy's world.
It's definitely tough, you know, you have to have a strong mental game, you got to be physically strong as well. A lot of these males, they like to push you around and try and move you out of the way, but you just have to be strong-headed and like determined to take your own way through the field.
Emily been racing with us for a long time. She's made her way through the rankings. You know, you started off with a $5 raffle card, and you climbed your ranks from the junior twos all the way up to the 500 Outlaws. You know, what's it like making that step from starting to being here right now?
When I first started, I was about 50 pounds heavier than all the little kids, so I was at a great disadvantage. Being that big of a disadvantage, I had to pick up a lot of learning skills fast. Man, it was just a quick, fast race. I think in my first year of running, I was in 250 or 500. I think in my fourth year, I got into 500, and since then it's been such a wonderful athlete.
Definitely being good in the world. What's it like racing on these indoor tracks? You go from outdoor racing, you got all this room, you get into these indoors, and it's like everybody's so close together. It's so easy to make a mistake and get past. What's it like going through that?
I definitely don't like running the indoor shows, but it's a place to run in the winter, so I can't really complain. Normally the indoor shows, the track is on the bottom, not much passing. It's wait until somebody messes up. It's a lot different than outside racing where it's rough, you get to pass more racing, more lanes. But like I said, it's a place to run here in the winter, so I'm very thankful for that.
We are. Thank you, Emily. We're moving on to the next driver. We'll see you guys here in just a second when we find our next victim here on Race on Texas. We're back here with Race on Texas. We've got the 19M of Caleb Marshall, Outlaw 500 driver. This is his rookie season here in the 500 division. Caleb, being one of the younger drivers in the division, what's it like racing against some of the guys like Tyler Hendrick, Jace Hudson, you know, some of these veterans that have been around for years in the 500 division?
You know, that really makes me kind of nervous because I know they're fast, but you just have to keep a real calm game. And, you know,
Now, going from these outdoor tracks to this indoor track, what's the mentality of going from outdoors to indoors? You know, because you go from having all this room to being in such a confined space, and you know, you're not really able to make the passes you want to. It's all about the game of patience. You know, just what's it like going through that?
Really, I just treat it as a normal race, so it doesn't make me even more nervous than usual. So I try to, again, stay calm and do what you do, really.
Awesome. Now, we're going to ask you one question. So, last year, your 125 race, you went from the back to the front, but it wasn't without a little bumping and grinding. You know, you plan on having that same bumping and grinding mentality, or are you going to be a little bit more conservative this time around?
No, sir. I'm definitely going to be way more conservative. You know, just got a little out of my head game, not aggressive, but I guess it all kind of worked out really.
That it did. You ended up getting the win. Caleb Marshall, the 19M. We're going to our next victim here at Race on Texas. We'll see you guys at the next guy. Back here with Race on Texas, we are here with track owner from WFO Motor Speedway. We are here with Justin Harvey. Justin, you know, one of the newer guys on the block. You know, you guys started up racing at WFO, I think 2-3 years ago. You know, just take us through the journey that you guys have been through, you know, to get the track up and going, and, you know, back to, you know, being here with your son, you know, having Landon racing, you know, what's that journey been like ever since you started?
Well, it's been fun. It's been really family oriented. We've had a good time. There's been some bumps in the road, but we've pulled through them, and we've really enjoyed getting to bond with all the racers and getting to be a part of the experience and be a part of the family that's here at the kart racing industry. So it's good.
Now, Justin, you guys actually started a new series this past year, the Mega 12K Racing Series. Now, I hear you guys have actually added a bunch of new tracks for the racing schedule. You know, I hear you guys went from having just 3 tracks running twice that, and now you got all 6 races filled up with 2 tracks. It's amazing how this sport is growing and how your series has actually grown in just 1 year. You know, it's amazing. You know, let's take it through. How did that first year for the Mega 12 came out for you guys?
So the Mega 12K series was not really particularly my idea. It was Mike Bowen's. He gave me a call one day, said, hey, we're ready to do something a little bit different, take karting a little bit to the next level for outdoor karting. And I said, hey, I'm all on board, let's do it. And the first year went great. It went better than what we expected. And we had a lot of great participation, a lot of good racing. And this year's going to be even better. So last year we did 6 races amongst 3 different tracks. And this year we're doing 6 races again, but it's going to be 1 race on each track. We're going to have 6 different tracks all across Texas. So it's really for anybody in the country to come run, you know, but it kind of focuses more on the Texas and Oklahoma crowd, give them a place to go run when the indoor stuff is going on.
And that's what it's all about. It's all about being a family, all about making the racing happen. Justin, Harvey, if you guys are ever in the San Angelo area, be sure to go check out WFO Speedway. These guys put on some great racing. It's all family oriented. And these guys, they have done a fantastic job of promoting the Mega 12 series. So if you guys ever look for a place to run during the off season, go check out the WFO Mega 12 series. Thank you, and we'll see you guys at the next one. Back here at Race on Texas with your Outlaw 250 driver. This is the Raging Asian, Braden Kongdara. Kongdara's been racing with us for a good handful of years now. Braden, growing up through the sport, you know, you've been through the rankings, you've gone through the 125, now you're in the 250. You know, just take us through the journey you've had coming up to this, you know.
It's been a long one, and it's been a fun one.
A long one and a fun one. Okay, so what's it like going from the big track that you typically race at here at Tri-State Speedway, where they host the annual Silver Dollar Shootout? Take us what it's like going from such a monstrous track like that to these tight cornered indoor tracks.
It's pretty difficult, especially when you're running a track like this. We're really tight. Other than like in Amarillo, it's real wide. You can do anything you want, but here you got to really think.
Exactly. All right, Braden. Well, we thank you for coming. Hope you have a great run here at the Red River Showdown. If you guys are ever in Amarillo, be sure you go check out Taste of Thigh. My buddy Steve will get you hooked up. Tell him Colton sent you. He'll get you set up, get some good food in you. Thank you. We'll see you guys at the next one. We're back here with Race on Texas here at the MWRS 2021 Red River Showdown here in Duncan, Oklahoma at the Stevens County Fairgrounds. Right now I'm with Outlaw 250 driver of the number 20B, Chase Wolf. Chase, Outlaw 250 driver, you've made your way through the rankings, and not only have you made it up I also heard you're running 2 classes this weekend. You're running not just the 250, but you're also taking the wing off and running the non-wing division. You know, what's it like taking the wing off and, you know, running without that? You know, it's a lot different. I've seen a lot of people complain about it, but, you know, at the same time, it provides a lot of racing ability for drivers that are still trying to learn. Just what's it like going from wing to wingless?
Well, it's more you have to change the driving up from non-wing to wing, way looser with no wing to wing.
Way looser with no wing, absolutely true. Chase, you know, you made your way through the rankings and, you know, you found yourself a victory lane or time or two here at some of these indoor shows, you know. You know, and really, you've made a lot of strides, you've made a lot of progress, you've done a lot of good stuff. I've been watching you know, you've made some good passes, you've made some good moves, you know, and it's pretty cool, you know, and seeing that you come from Texas, our home state. You know, being here in Oklahoma, it's pretty cool. You know, we get to come out here and try to show up some of these Okies, show them how we do it down south. But, you know, at the same time, it's good to see that you guys are able to travel around, do what you do it with your mom, do it with your dad. And it's good to see that you're able to, you know, just be a family and do it together. And hopefully, you know, you'll have a good weekend this weekend. You know, what's the mentality going into this weekend, you know, especially with it being a lot tighter and, you know, the track conditions being a little bit more different?
Stay calm and patient.
Calm and patient, there you go. All right, that is Chase Bolt, driver of the number 20B in the Outlaw 250s. I'm Colton Kinney with Race on Texas, and we're going to our next interviewee. I'm Colton Kinney back here with Race on Texas. We are here with the 01 driver of the 35 and over division and the Pro Open Outlaw division, Kirk Berkeley. Kirk, you know, you've raced more classes than anybody else I see at these shows. You know, you raced the Open, you raced the 35, and heck, I even heard you're going to be running the non-wing this weekend. So 3 classes in a matter of 2 days. I mean, what's that like going from, you know, one class to the next to the next to the next? I mean, what's that like?
Oh, it keeps you busy. Your competition is different in every class.
For sure. And, you know, Kirk, I heard, you know, you used to run on the RS2 chassis. Now I heard you completely sold those cars and you got these brand new SRTs. You know, what's it like going from one chassis brand to another?
These cars are a little bit better handling. The RFCs, I had a little problem with them being tight, and I seem to be able to move through traffic better with these.
Yeah, and you know, these things, I've seen you race a few times, you know, with this brand new car. I seen you out at Enola, Oklahoma. I was watching you live on one of the live streams that they had there. And guys, I kid you not, this guy, he's coming down the straightaway. This thing's so hooked up, lifts the front end up, and I see sparks shooting out from the tail tank. This guy has got so much power into this thing. It was so hooked up. It was absolutely amazing. But Kirk, you know, what's it like going from a driver to also a part dealer, you know, and I guess a team owner, because you own 3 race cars that are participating here this weekend.
Yeah, it's definitely, I try not to piss off my competition. It's I got to be able to sell them parts also, so it definitely makes me be a little more courteous to my drivers.
There you go. I mean, that's what it's all about. It's all about racing clean and racing with respect. And, you know, Kirk, one of the few guys that are running multiple classes here this weekend. So, Kirk, we hope you have a great weekend. Hope you do well. Hope everything stays clean, and hope you sell some parts this weekend. So,
hey,
good luck and have fun.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Back here in the pits with Race on Texas. I'm here with Mike Engstrom, owner of the 1T Rental Ride. Mike, you know, some of these guys, you know, that want to get in outlaw car racing just don't have the funds to actually go out and buy one. So what's the story? What's the secret behind these rental rides?
Well, guys, this is a brand new URC strip car chassis with a nice little 450 engine on it. But yeah, like you said, a lot of people can't afford to lay down, you know, 10 grand, you know, for these parts, and gives folks an opportunity to get into an outlaw park and see what it's like to car drive and check it out. Off season, you want to still get some seat time. So I'm not looking at this car. One race on it. Some man is performing good. I raced the SRT Super Bowl a few weeks ago. So decided to do something with this and see top-notch stuff. So definitely give everyone an opportunity if we decide to.
Now, kind of going through the rental ride, Cody, if we could get our camera guy to come up here. you know, kind of just going over these Outlaw carts, you know, these things are so safe. They're so, it's all about safety with these things. So we've got a seat, we got the, what is this, a Kirkley seat right here. Got the rib protectors, leg protectors, all that stuff. We got the 5-point harness on these things. So it'll go over your shoulders, over your waist, and you know, all that stuff. And you know, we've got really nice steering wheels. Mike sells some really cool steering wheels. It's got one of the Max Pappas Racing Innovation steering wheels on right now. And like you said, we've got the it's got a 450 Yamaha or Honda on it right now. And like you said, you know, this thing runs like a dream. So if you guys are looking to get into the world of outlaw kart racing, Mike Engstrom, one of the guys to go check out at Cam Karting Supply. So if you guys have any questions, if you need any parts, be sure to check out Mike or, you know, our friends at STR or SRT, all of them. But Mike, you know, you have this rent-a-ride and you own Cam Kartway. You know, what's it like going from, you know, putting on your own shows to, you know, going and racing these other shows? You know, what's that feeling like?
Be honest with you, running the track at Cam, which, you know, will be our 16th season or 17th coming up, it's fun, it's stressful, of course, but it's a labor of love. And you know, I'm racing at our place, and you got a little 5, 8-year-old kid or whatever come up and, you know, say, thank you, Mr. Mike, for letting us race or putting on a race. It just, man, it gets you. And that really is what it's all about and has been. So anyway, running the track is way more stressful when we go to these events, MWRS or up at Shawnee or wherever it may be. You know, it's a little more relaxed. You know, we're still busy, we're racing or selling parts, but it is a time to relax a little bit, have a little fun. And I got, you know, flat cart that I've been racing in Shawnee and have had a really fun time racing with it, and been fairly successful as well. And it just actually helps me relax a little bit. And it's an old 1990 gimmick cart, and so it's kind of shows you don't have to have new stuff, especially in the flat car stuff, to have a good time and have fun. But definitely more relaxed to come to a race and run than running games. Everything is just way more stressful. So this is actually a bit of a relief.
I would imagine. I cannot imagine trying to go out and run a race, trying to get the track ready, all that stuff within the week of time that you have, you know. And you know, these guys, you got to give your track prep guys, your owners, a lot of credit, because these guys, they have real world jobs just like anybody else, and they put in a lot of time throughout the day working for their real jobs. Then they'll come home and then they'll take care of the tracks at home, you know, putting in a lot of effort, making sure these tracks are really good and really nice. So, you know, be sure to support your local dirt track wherever you live, in Texas, Oklahoma, anywhere. Support your local dirt track and really just take care of everybody. Don't badmouth, don't do nothing. Everybody puts in a lot of hard work and effort to make these tracks the way they are. So, Mike, you know, you've got the season coming up. You've got the short track shootout. Hopefully we'll get a date release on that soon. And I think you said something about maybe having a second show in May of this year, pending, you know, some stuff clears out.
So we hadn't set a date for the short track, but I can tell you today I was waiting on confirmation from someone else that might have been putting on an event. We don't want to be on top of them. So March 12th, 13th is going to be the short track shootout at Cam. We'll have practice Friday night. See if we can get some dash or caches together. We'll race on the 13th, and then we'll have a little break. Our point season will start April 3rd and continue on through October. As Colt mentioned, in Memorial Day weekend, we've got it slotted out. Hopefully we can put a nice big event together. So we haven't made any announcements yet. That's our hopes and plans. So we'll be getting out information on that very, very soon. We're striving to have a nice payout, especially open in 250 classes and junior classes as well. So just look for information on that in the coming days. But, that's our hopes anyway.
All right, Mike, well, thank you, and hope everything goes well for your driver this weekend. If you guys are looking for parts, or if you want to get a hold of this rent-a-ride right here, be sure you contact Mike Engstrom or David Teroff on Facebook, or just call Cam Karting Supply in Rome, Texas. Thank you, and we're moving on to the next, and hopefully the final one. Hello, folks. I'm back here with Race On Texas. My name is Colton Kinney, and I'm here with the talented 10-year-old Miss Briley Kilmer. Briley, you have just taken this world by storm. You've been racing a lot of classes lately. I've been hearing you've moved up in ranks. You moved up to a non-wing outlaw class. You've been running the junior sprint. And I even heard you beat your dad a few times in that non-wing car. So, Briley, what's it like, just racing all these classes and being so young and actually, being able to compete like you are?
I mean, you gotta get where all the other people need it better. You gotta start moving up so you don't hold them back.
Right. Well, and your first race in the non-wing, I had the absolute pleasure of watching it. Your first race, you go out there and you not only win, but you go and beat your dad, John Kilmer. I mean, what's that feeling, going out there, and not just winning your first non-wing race in your first ever race, but also getting to beat your dad?
I mean, it feels pretty good to be the fastest guy out there.
And you're not only racing non-wing, but you're also running your junior sprint here this evening. What's it like running, these two classes, going from different speeds for each class?
I mean, my junior sprint kind of gets slow out sometimes, but it goes pretty fast.
I'm sure it does. And Briley, you've made your way up through the rankings. You're in one of the fastest classes there can be in these indoor races. So, Briley, we hope you have a safe weekend, and we hope you do well. And I will see you on the track for our non-wing race, because I'm not going to let you beat me so easily. Good luck. Let's have fun. I'm Colton Kinney. This is Race On Texas, and we're moving on to our final interviewee. Hello, folks. My name is Colton Kinney, and I'm here at the Red River Showdown here in Duncan, Oklahoma at the Stephens County Fairgrounds. We are moving on to our final interviewee of the evening. First off, we are here at the Velocita USA Racing booth. We've got all kinds of cool stuff over here. We got fire suits, gloves, shoes. Fire suits will start off at $4.99. You get your logo right here, custom done fire suits. I hear they're really, really nice, really good fitting. And we've got some more over here, and they go up from $4.99 to $6.99 with a little bit more customizability. So all kinds of cool stuff over here. Now we're moving over here to the table where we've got some custom racing shoes done up.
We make little bitty kid shoes. They start at size 10 and go up all the way up to 15 in adults. And also custom gloves that can fit any little kid all the way up to whatever size you need in adults. All fireproof.
All fireproof, double layered gloves. I've actually got me some for my hot rod. If you take a look over here, they've got some really cool designs on them. They've got the skull with the $sign on the inside, but my favorite part of the glove is the lettering on the 4 fingertips. Drive fast and take chances. That's what it's all about, being a racer. And we want to thank Velocita USA for always striving to make sure the drivers are safe, making sure the suits are up to code, making sure everybody's protected. Also, Velocita is a ZAMP helmet dealer. They sell all kinds of ZAMP helmets. I'm sure Melissa here has a bunch of visors and stuff for sale this weekend.
I do, out in the trailer I do. And also, I don't have any helmets because we were out after the shootout in Chili Bowl. I don't have any in stock with me, but if you go around here, most people wear ZAMP.
Yep, ZAMP helmets taking the world by storm. A lot of cool helmets, I've seen them. A lot of nice designs, and the visors are absolutely phenomenal looking. They go from blue mirror to red mirror to chrome, dark smoke, amber, yellow.
Anything, pretty much anything you want.
Anything you want, they can do it. So, Melissa, be sure to tell Brad we said thank you for allowing you to be here, and we hope everybody has a great time, and we thank you all for showing up and making sure all of our drivers are well protected and safe.
Thank you.
I'm Colton Kinney, and this was Race On Texas Pit Walk.